While I was testing the new AI assistant of the preview of Unreal 5.7, I discovered that they were using a different way of declaring variables in C++. I dug a little further and I realized that they also recommend this new approach for the new future versions of Unreal. It is the TObjectPtr, and in this video I'm going to show you how to transition your code in that direction. This is the Game Creator Accelerator channel and I am Tony Muñoz. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment and share it. And remember that we are creating a third-person shooter from scratch. The name is Mad Gameverse, and today we are using that project to explain how to use the new ways of declaring variables and using the TObjectPtr in Unreal. And if you want to know the entire process of creating this video game, check the link in the description. And remember to visit woolen.com to learn more about the Game Creator Accelerator Lifetime Mentorship Program, where I help new people that are trying to transition into the gaming industry to build a path to learn the technical skill, but also the strategies and methodology for a successful path in the gaming industry. Now let's go to our project. The way that we're going to follow to present the updates that we are going to add to our project is to do it in our game, the game that we are creating, which is the Mad Gameverse. You have access to the entire code in this channel. Just watch the link in the description. Inside the project, we'll go to Shooter Oasis and we're going to open the shooter character. The older version of defining a new pointer to an object in a class was this one, was using the class, the pointer, and the variable that we are going to assign. And if this is the first time that we use this class, we add the class as a forward declaration. So we're going to make some changes and explain what is the newest way of doing things for Unreal and the one that is recommended by Epic Games from this point on. In the header file, I have a group of classes that I am using. The first thing is to forward declare all these classes. So copy every one of them and place them after the includes of this header and add a semicolon at the end. Input action, USpring component, and the UCamera component. Now we'll add the TObjectPtr for every one of these variables. Instead of using the class input mapping context, we'll use the TObjectPtr. Then we add the type name, which in our case, for this one will be the input mapping context and the player mapping context. Finally, we'll initialize with null pointer. Similar thing with the move action. TObjectPtr, UInput action, move action, and initialize like null pointer. Let's copy the same for the other input actions and initialize with a null pointer. And finally, the USpring component, the object pointer, null pointer, null pointer. Now save, go back to Unreal, compile, and now let's test if everything is working. Yes, the character is moving. Excellent. Now let's go back to our header and explain a little bit more. If you've been working with coding in Unreal for a while, you've probably seen the previous lines of code. I mean, instead of this one, the UI input mapping context, player mapping context. This is the original one. But lately, Unreal examples and documentation have started showing this instead. So what's the deal? Why is Epic recommending this new TObjectPtr thing? Let's break it out simply. And I promise after this video you'll understand why it's the smarter, safer, and more future-proof way to write Unreal in C++. Before Unreal Engine 5, all UObjects references were stored as raw pointers. Things like the UCamera component, the USprintR component, the UInput mapping context. And that worked fine. But raw pointers don't tell Engine how they are being used. They are just memory addresses, and Unreal's garbage collector, or the GC, has to keep track of them manually through the UPROPERTY system. Then Unreal introduced the TObject pointer. You can think of the TObject pointer as a smart wrapper around a normal UObject pointer. It still behaves just like a pointer, and it works exactly the same. But under the hood, the TObject pointer gives Unreal extra information about that reference. It is safer, clearer, and ready for the future. In other words, TObject pointer helps Unreal keep better track of your objects without changing how your code behaves. Why Epix recommends it? 1. Better garbage collection tracking. Unreal's GC now knows exactly how these pointers behave, which means fewer hidden references bugs and cleaner memory handling. The second is the future proofing. Epic wants to eventually introduce things like moving or compacting garbage collectors. Raw pointers make that risky. TObject pointers makes it possible. Third, no performance cost. In optimized builds, TObject pointer is practically identical to a raw pointer. You won't lose any FPS and your builds will stay just as fast. And fourth, safer code. Using TObject pointer makes it obvious that the variable is a tracked Unreal reference. It helps separate engine-managed objects from normal C++ objects. So the next question is, when should you use it? A simple rule. If it is a UObject you declare as a UPROPERTY, use TObject pointer. If it is a temporary variable or function parameter, use a normal pointer. Just to remind you, what is a temporary variable? It is a local inside a function variable that only exists while that function is running and are not stored anywhere long term. Now, let me remove this line before I create a bug. And from this point, we'll continue using this standard in the rest of coding we will create for the Mad Gameverse. So now you know how to use the TObject pointers in Unreal C++. And remember that this is the recommended approach from Epic Games starting with Unreal 5. This is the Game Creator Accelerator channel, and I am Tony Muñoz. Remember to visit william.com to learn more about the Game Creator Accelerator mentorship program. And if you wish to have a chat one-on-one with me, there is a link in the description. Let's figure out together how to build a successful path for a video game career for you. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, make a comment, and share with a friend. And until next time, keep creating, keep sharing, and most importantly, keep dreaming big. I'll see you soon, my fellow creators.